What is freedom? What does it mean to be free? Are you free right now? Do you really honestly feel free sitting where you're at, doing what you're doing, and having to do what you have to do tomorrow? Think about that. Think about what you have to do tomorrow.
That's a good question.
There's a lot of that. And what we're really trying to do here with Millennial Legends and with our lives is find what freedom really is. I've put 20 hard years into my industry. She's put 20 hard years into her industry. And at the end of the day, it doesn't really get us much. We've got some experience and we've got some salt. But at the end of the day, we are still obligated to have to get up and have to do something tomorrow.
Yeah.
We have to do something in order to survive. And that's the majority of the world now. So we're really trying to find out what it takes to be free from that mentality, free from that institutionalization of life and what we are in today's society. So stay tuned and make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, comment, and please share the video. We'll see you guys soon.
Freedom!
Hello, I'm Alyssa, and that's Dagan, and we're a millennial couple from two completely different walks of life. Dagan, a passionate chef, waterman, and extreme sports adrenaline junkie,
who met a beautiful, conservative, and loving city girl from Seattle who was hungry for adventure. And after 5 years of grinding for a living together stateside, we decided to sell everything and leave behind all of our family, friends, and American comforts to travel the globe looking for legendary experiences, humbling knowledge, and true freedoms.
Live life while you still can and never hold back an emotion, a dream, or a life's goal. Follow along with us through two totally different perspectives as we adventure, eat, drink, and enlighten ourselves through each country. Subscribe to join our journey as we conquer these legendary moments together.
We started this channel to allow the world a glimpse into our lives and adventures, with the hopes of inspiring others to rise and become legends in their own world. Our goals are to show how to truly live free, traveling and navigating globally, while gaining life-changing knowledge through legendary experiences.
If you're watching this, then you're probably sitting at home, on the couch, in the house that you're making payments on, or worse, renting. Are you proud of where you now sit? Is this your forever home where you've always dreamed of being? Are you the person you've always wanted to become?
For years, Alyssa and I went back and forth with this. Where do we want to go, and for what purpose? What do we want to do, and why are we doing any of it? We believe that all these questions are rooted in institutionalized thought that you must do, that you must be a certain somebody in a certain environment because that's what we were told, and for most, how we were raised. As a man, do I have to work every day, sacrificing my body and spirit simply to provide? As a woman, does she have to provide children, a clean home, and dinner every night?
What is our purpose here on this planet? As millennials, this concept of reality has changed so much over the past 2 decades for most of us in our 30s. Our elders claim their lives were harder and more intense. But have they even looked at where our world is going?
Millennials are the next group of world leaders, philosophers, and teachers. And we have adapted in every way to our changing times to become those prospects. We were there at the beginning of technology and computer integration, modern medicines, and doctrines. And yet, we still remember what it's like to pay $1 for a gallon of gas, or ride our bicycles safely to the movies with friends, or even read the newspaper.
When does our mind stop learning? Does it ever? Or do we honestly just fall into an educational black hole where we feel content with what we know and never again strive for more? If you never leave your home country, town, or province, and you never leave the job that you've always been at, are you learning anything at all beyond just those 2 acute realms? Are you proud of that? Because the way you were raised tells you that you need to be that person?
I've said for many years that fear is the unknowing, that we lack the basic knowledge of what is out there factually, so we avoid it with a proverbial blind eye throughout most of our lives, claiming to be content whilst never really feeling so. I've always pictured myself sailing around the world like my father and grandfathers did, or climbing the tallest mountains or diving the deepest oceans to hunt and explore. And yet, here we were again, in America, working nonstop for minimal margins and higher taxes. And the more and more we committed to these Western ideologies that we're surrounded by, the less we felt connected to our dreams and our souls. Alyssa grew up in the greater Seattle area, the daughter of 2 professional working class parents. She was a dedicated professional nanny for 20 years, raising other people's children while they went out and fought for this traditional mindset. Her loves are skiing, running, being with friends, and baking. And I love her baking.
Dagan is an absolute wild man who was raised on the beach by a gypsy princess with her own legendary story. From surfing, fishing, and diving to snowboarding, hunting and riding his motorcycles, there's not a thing in the world of extreme sports that he isn't a part of in some way or another. We met at a karaoke bar in West Seattle, and it took off from there. We spent the next 2 years conquering the West Coast. However, Seattle's plagued policies and corrupt government pushed us to pack up and make a move for warmer climates. Right as we were getting settled into our cozy little studio by the sea, COVID hit. The struggle became just as real for us as the rest of the world. Dagan continued his work as a private hospitality consultant, opening a few more bars and restaurants for investors before nailing a seasonal gig with the racing industry.
While Alyssa did something she thought she would never do and became a restaurant server.
After more than 2 years grinding it out, just getting by and being treated like garbage by most customers, patrons, and supervisors alike, we looked at each other and decided it was time to start chasing our dreams, start vlogging our thoughts and hopes, and to see the world for what it is. Happiness is easy to find if you open your mind and eyes to more. We're going to show you this through so many exciting and legendary adventures.
However, this channel won't be made up of picture-perfect settings and Instagram-worthy B-rolls in its entirety. Amongst the epic moments and thrilling days abroad, we will do our best to give you an honest opinion of everywhere we go and everything we do. Aside from the laughter and smiles of each adventure we go on, we're going to touch on topics that no one else in the travel vlogger world is willing to touch. Topics like the hardships that native third world citizens live in, the truths of traveling post-COVID, the sadness of our planet's ecosystems and supply, and of course, what it takes to even begin to live this legendary life Alyssa and I have chosen.
We are deeply thankful for your support in every way. You are all legends in your own world.
What's up, legends? So, episode number 2. Here we go. We really want you to know that we made this episode completely different from our first episode and probably entirely different from most of our episodes. We are still learning. I am still learning as an editor, and there's a lot to learn. So we actually made most of this episode before I learned how to do our first episode, which came out a couple days ago. There's a lot of ways to make a video, and the way that this episode comes out is very much, as YouTube creators or creators and content creators would say, is the hard way, where we come up with a script, we put in an audio log, and then we try to create the video based on the audio bite. And it is extremely difficult.
This is our intro video. This is about us. This is our drive. What is freedom? What is freedom?
What is freedom? What is freedom? What is freedom to you?
I feel like that question has changed, you know. Back in the days of our forefathers, our ancestors, freedom was coming and going as you please, saying what you wanted, not worrying about offending anyone. You know, now it's very much, I feel like that definition has changed a little bit. So we're out looking for our definition of freedom.
Right, and are we finding it? Have we found it? Will we ever find it? And what does it mean? There's a little bit of some philosophy in this one, some of our thoughts and our opinions. And yeah, we really hope you guys enjoy it. Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, leave comments and questions below, and we'll see you in the next episode. Good?
Freedom!
Here we go.